Welcome back. This is going to be a follow-up video. We're going to build a little motorcycle to put in this Nissan pickup that you saw in the last video. We're going to use this kit from AMT. There's two motorcycles in here, or enough parts to make two motorcycles. Roughly approximates a Yamaha DT1. Here I have the parts primed, and we're going to get ready to just start painting up the parts, starting off with the flat black parts. And it's easier to paint these while they're still on the tree as much as possible. Now, because these are such small parts and there's not a lot of them, I'm just going to brush paint them rather than getting out the airbrush or a can or rattle can. Plus, I want a little bit of a weathered look. I'm going to do some weathering on this. We're going to make this bike look a little dirty, a little like it's rode hard and been put up wet. Just detailing the tires here, being careful not to get too much paint on where the rims will go, because I'm going to take my chrome pen and go over the rims and spokes, and then we'll dust them up later with the airbrush. Now we're going to pick out all the little details on the frame using a very fine brush here. Just take your time and be patient, and you can do this too. I did find this kit with these motorcycles to have a little bit of flash that I needed to take care of before I painted these up. But otherwise, everything looks nice. There's a lot of detail in here, the chain and the sprockets, as you'll see later. I'm just using some silver paint, somewhat metallic, to get the aluminum cases. We're going to dull this down later, so don't worry about that, but I'm just picking out all the details that would be somewhat of a aluminum color that's kind of bright. Alright, now I'm using just a regular flat gray to take care of the cylinder here. It's usually a little bit more corroded than the side cases are, so I wanted it a little bit different color. And picking out the carburetor there, and the wheel adjusters on the back, as well as the brake drum there. Now it's time to put it all together. Put the front end on there. It's a little fiddly. It's a very small bike and 1/25th scale. So just take your time and it'll go right together. I'm just adding a little bit of glue so we can put the seat on. Get the handlebars on. These proved a bit of a challenge to get them situated just right, but once you did, they looked pretty nice. Okay, now this is the fun part, putting all the weathering on. I got my kind of greasy oil mix here. It's kind of a oily wash. That'll be semi-transparent, so I'm putting it in the little places where gaskets leak and everything, and this will help tone down some of that chrome, because we don't want this bike to look nearly perfect. We want it to look well used. Adding a little bit of leaky fork seals there. Those always leak down the backside and then they get all over the hub there. Same with the headstock. grease kind of comes out of the headstock bearings. And then we'll dirty the wheels up just to take down the chrome a little bit. Now we're detailing the other side. And we've spilled a little bit of gas when filling it there, so that's what that is on the top of the tank. Just get the edges of the fenders, just some highlights here and there. Now it's time for the airbrush. Got a nice sandy color. Just putting on a little bit of dusting on the wheels just to take down that black and make the tires look older and that they have some dirt on them. We're going to go a little bit farther with it too, but we just need to put some pre-shading on. But we don't want to kill all the dark areas. Now, just adding some matte Mod Podge, basically white glue, into the places where we want dirt to stick, where mud and dry dirt would pack up and stick to the frame on a typical motorcycle. So you want to pay attention to where this would be on the real bike. So we're just putting the glue on, so we're going to sprinkle some dirt that I have sifted beforehand. And I added a little bit of very light grout to it to kind of lighten it up and add some variation in color. And there we go. We're all done. And here's what it looks like in the back of the pickup. I think it looks pretty realistic. It approximates the bike and how this pickup looked in real life. So I thanks for watching. Subscribe, ring that bell, and I'll see you in the next video.